of the things I love about us Brits is our spirit of generosity.
If I can give back to somebody who had a similar struggle to my own, then that's what I'd like to do.
Last year, nearly 3/4 of us gave to charity.
But what if you had the chance to go back and relive moments from your past?
I wish I was 18 again.
I'm expecting Mum and Dad to walk out now and say hello, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Moments which would inspire you to want to help someone today.
I want to give back to those people that are going through that I went through in the beginning.
If I can give something to somebody else that will change their lives, I'd really love to.
Fantastic.
Someone who had no idea this life-changing windfall was coming.
I have got potentially her dream in my hand.
How are you feeling?
Nervous.
There'll be surprises.
How are you?
Very good. Thank you so much.
With acts of generosity that will change people's lives.
We're all crying.
Do you need hugs?
Yeah, thanks.
Forever.
Somebody that just does that for people, it's just amazing. It really is.
This is going back, giving back.
Today we're going back to the 1980s, and it's a story of determination and great courage.
When the event of a single night changed a person's life forever.
How does one man react when we take him back to the place where he realised his life would never be the same again?
And did you ever think, you know, in the dark of night in this place, you know, why me?
Yeah, you'd be lying if you didn't. You know, I think everybody would naturally say, why me?
What's inspiring him to want to make a difference to someone today?
I want to give back to those people that are going through that I went through in the beginning.
Can he transform the life of one extremely courageous woman?
Sometimes I wake up and I feel really angry because but you have to get on with your life then, haven't you?
Absolutely.
And we're on tenterhooks as we prepare for a big surprise.
So how are you feeling about this?
A little nervous.
I am as well.
With a gift that will transform her life.
Can I give you a hug?
Of course you can.
Give me a big hug.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
I've come to the stunning Shropshire countryside on the Welsh borders to meet an exceptional man who rose above personal tragedy to live an extraordinary life.
For some, when disaster strikes, it sets them back for good. For others, it motivates them to achieve even greater things in life. Now, the person I'm going to meet today definitely embraced the change. I can't wait to hear his inspiring story.
48-year-old Stuart lives in North Yorkshire, but it was in Shropshire that his life took a dramatic turn.
Hi, Stuart. How are you? Nice to see you. The coffee's in as well. Good man. Really good to meet you. Yeah. So go on then, Stuart. What's motivating you to give something back today?
Well, I've had I'm not a multi-millionaire, but I've had a reasonably successful life post the injury that I had when I was 17.
As a boy, Stuart was a typical child who loved the outdoors. But it was in 1985, aged 17, that Stuart's world was shaken to the core.
Tell me what happened to you.
So I was coming home from ice skating, crashed the car, broke my neck. Next 5 months in hospital.
Goodness me.
Within a split second, Stuart's life had changed forever. He was in a coma for 2.5 weeks. When he woke up, he was told the devastating news that he was paralysed from the chest down and had limited use of his hands.
A lot of people would have crumbled, not you.
Well, I think, you look at it and at the face of it, you think, life's over. And you really are in that predicament. But, I'm a battler. I've gone on, had a reasonable lifestyle and have a nice, family life.
Stuart's life-changing accident didn't stop him from leading a wonderful life. He's married with 2 young children. And after being frustrated with the quality of wheelchairs and accessories available to him, he decided to design his own. It was a huge success, and today he runs his own company, selling equipment for people with disabilities.
So is that what happened to you has motivated you to want to give something back?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's one of those things, because I've got that comfortable lifestyle, I want to give back to those people that are going through that I went through in the beginning, you know, and where are they at? You know, wonderful life all over.
How do you feel that your help could change someone's life forever?
I'm quite proud, really. Yeah, you know, things have changed in my life and have had good things come through and people come along and help me. And yeah, I think, yeah, I feel good.
Well, listen, I think in order for us to give back, I think we need to go back first, if you like. So, should we get on with it?
Yeah, why not?
Come on,
Yeah.
We're taking Stuart back to a time and place when he was faced with great adversity to help him decide how he can assist someone who finds themselves in a similar situation today.
So have you got any idea where we're going?
I kind of guessed.
Where do you think we're going?
Well, I kind of think we're going to the Gobowen Hospital.
Stuart's absolutely right. We're heading to the village of Gobowen, just outside Oswestry in Shropshire, to the spinal unit of a specialist orthopaedic hospital where Stuart spent 5 months after his accident. He arrived there in a coma.
So you woke up in the hospital?
Yeah, yeah.
And what happened then?
I just saw people pushing around in wheelchairs. You know, it was like,
I suppose you're smiling now, but I bet at the time it was frightening, wasn't it?
I think probably deep down it was frightening, but I was 17, I was blasé. I accepted that something devastating had gone on, and I accepted that my life had changed, but I didn't really know. You know, I didn't really know what entailed after that.
Stuart was just a typical 17-year-old who enjoyed cycling and ice skating. He'd just passed his driving test and borrowed his mum's car to take friends to the ice skating rink.
And what do you remember of the actual day?
Not a lot. I remember going and skating because we did that on a regular basis, but I normally went up on my bike and I'd gone up in my mum's car.
Oh, so it was a full car, was it?
Yeah, it was a Escort Mark II. You know, razzed up with a little sports steering wheel. I think my mum probably regrets having that little sports steering wheel on the car.
So you don't remember anything of the accident itself?
Don't remember anything at all of the accident. I have vague recollections of being in an ambulance, but I don't really know.
Okay.
Stuart had lost control as he was driving round a corner. His car rolled 3 times. The friends travelling with him survived with no injuries, but Stuart's life was about to change forever. He's been in a wheelchair for 31 years, but he's hugely thankful that he ended up at the spinal unit of the orthopaedic hospital in Oswestry.
Is it a happy place for you or a sad place?
It's a happy place. It's a happy place because I'm alive.
Yeah. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stuart arrived at this hospital as a teenager in July 1985. Remembering how he came to terms with his life-changing injuries and the dedicated care he received here is bound to stir up emotions and hopefully fuel Stuart's desire to help someone today.
This was my practice area in the chair.
Oh, okay.
I used to, maybe 6, 7 times in the first, and just come up and down this corridor.
What, to work up the arms?
Practice with the arms,
Right.
yeah.
I can't begin to imagine being in hospital for 5 months.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things. It does become home. You know, for a short period of your life, it becomes home. And you just accept that that's just how it is, you know.
In the early 20th century, a serious spinal injury meant certain death. And those who survived lived a tough life, filled with complications. But everything changed in the 1950s. Antibiotics were discovered to treat infections and extend life expectancy. Revolutionary treatments repositioned the spine, and bones were fused to prevent further damage. and rehabilitation exercises began to be used to give paralysis patients more strength and mobility. These are treatments that are still being used and improved on today.
So this was your ward?
Yeah, well, this has kind of all really changed. I think these were baths, like shower things.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's all... I think this was the operating theatre where I had the pins put in my head.
Right.
I can't remember, really.
Gosh. Wow. So this was it. Amazing.
Yeah, none of this was here. And it was just 25 beds all along.
Wow. Amazing.
The specialist spinal unit was opened in 1966. Stuart was admitted here almost 20 years later.
How's it feel being back?
I don't know, really. It's kind of eventful. It's nice to see it, you know, clean and crisp and...
Bit different to when you were here then?
Oh, massively. Yeah, it was like an old army hospital.
But I suppose what they're doing is exactly the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing the same job and rehabilitating people, you know, back to life, basically.
Yeah. Amazing.
Over the 5 months Stuart was here, he had daily physio and had to relearn things he'd previously taken for granted, like getting dressed, picking up a cup and opening doors, as well as learning to use a wheelchair.
I'm just trying to imagine you and 24 others in the ward.
Yeah. And it was mixed.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, there was there was none of this, you know, females in there and males in there. There was curtains.
Yeah.
But it was mixed.
How did you feel about that?
That was all right. I was 17, I was a boy, you know.
Yeah, of course you were. Yeah. Listen, where should we head off to next then?
Outside.
OK.
That's what we used to have, you know, in the summer, we'd have a bit of a party out there.
Oh, let's go.
Stuart's recollection of his time here is surprisingly positive. But he was with 24 other patients who'd gone through similar trauma. It's the support and the camaraderie that they had that's bringing back such fond memories.
So you'd come out here?
Yeah, this patio area. Yeah, right down there, so rock and roll till the end.
What, you with your mates?
Yeah, we'd come out, you know, one of the doors, the fire exits at the end of the ward, and, you know, those that smoked to sit here and having a smoke and be a few cans of beer, you know, around. Of course, I was almost like 18 by then.
Yeah, of course you were.
You know, this was kind of the only real recreation that there was.
Good God. Do the memories come flooding back when you're back here?
Yeah, because, you know, if we go down that road there, you know, there's a nice pub that we used to probably take a 1.5 mile trek.
OK.
And the stronger guys, the guys that are paralysed lower down, they'd pull me along with a bit of rope and stuff.
Really? And did you ever think, you know, in the dark of night in this place, you know, why me?
Yeah, you'd be lying if you didn't say, no, I never ever thought, why me? You know, I think everybody would naturally say, why me? Yeah, when I'm going to put my socks on. That's like this craziest thing. I can't get those socks on, and throw the sock and it bounces off the wall. Still no damage to anybody, but, yeah, you know, and I had to prove that I could get undressed to go to bed late.
Right.
That was kind of really weird. 17-year-old boy all of a sudden having to prove to somebody that you don't need somebody else's help.
Yeah. Where do you think you'd be without this place?
I don't know. I don't know. Spinal injuries is a serious thing and your body just shuts down. So in the acute days, you know, it's all about keeping you alive. And then in the semi-acute days, it's about learning to live with life with the paralysis. And then once you get beyond that, it's learning to enjoy life.
And that's what you're doing now?
I'm doing it now, yeah. I'm trying my best anyway.
Good on you. Should we go back in?
Yeah.
Come on.
Cool.
Being here is clearly bringing back poignant memories for Stuart. Coming up, we've been on the hunt for someone whose story we hope will resonate with Stuart. And we think we've found them.
Auntie, come on.
She's an extremely brave woman whose life too was changed in a split second. She thinks we're making a programme about people with spinal injuries. She has no idea the real reason behind Stuart's visit and that she could be in for a gift that will change her life. There's one area that holds particularly strong memories for Stuart, the woodwork shop. It's where patients with paralysis make things to help them become more independent.
What sort of things did you make here then?
One of them. Sliding board.
What's a sliding board?
So you use this, you know, you just literally put that underneath your bum and then you slide across into the car.
Ah, OK.
So this was kind of your first transition into becoming independent.
I see. Wow. How much time did you spend in here then?
Oh, this was the best place.
What was it?
Yeah, this was where you had fun.
Reliving what he went through 30 years ago has certainly brought vivid memories back for Stuart and reminded him of the battles he had to overcome.
We went through your old ward and there were quite a few people going through similar situations as you were when you were in there. That was the first time I've seen you quiet.
Yeah.
Has coming back here reinforced that feeling that you want to help someone, you want to give back?
Yeah, when you see people just lying there, they're just lying there in the bed and just waiting for the moments to pass them by and get on with life on the other side of here, yeah.
I'm glad we came back here.
Oh, well, yeah, it's an
I've
interesting
really enjoyed
place.
seeing where you've been, anyway.
Yeah.
Should we go?
So.
Yeah, come on, let's head out.
Stuart has a lot to thank this hospital and its staff for. But there's one man in particular who played a huge part in his recovery, and we've arranged a reunion between them.
Wow, fantastic.
You're looking great.
Oh, do you want to take a seat?
Yeah.
Dr. Wagi El-Masri is the orthopaedic surgeon who treated Stuart at the specialist spinal unit and was the one who broke the news to him that he was paralysed.
It's 31 years.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 31 years.
Incredible.
Yeah. Been sat down longer than I've been stood up.
Incredible. I don't think you would probably remember much.
No, I was out for 2.5 weeks, I believe.
Yeah, and it took about 3 to 4 weeks for whether it's me to plug the courage to tell you. No, it took a little while for you to be ready to hear the news about your injuries and the paralysis and the effect of the paralysis.
I just remember seeing people in wheelchairs going past the end of my bed and thinking, I think something's happened here.
Yeah, most people do not accept it.
Yeah, it's a big change.
Absolutely.
It's a huge change. I remember
Something
the
else.
grapes. I managed, I think it maybe was 6 or 7 weeks after, and I managed to be able to pull a grape off. And it was like, wow,
That's an
you know, the
achievement.
huge changes.
Yeah.
But for my parents, it was tough.
Oh, yeah. It's always tough for the partner and the parents and the near relatives. It is much tougher for them psychologically, socially, financially.
Yeah, absolutely. Mum packed in work to be there virtually every day.
Recovering from his accident was a critical time in Stuart's life, but his determination paid off.
It takes a great deal of courage, patience, resilience, and ability to deal with the worst. And I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Dr. El-Masri is right to be proud of Stuart. But Stuart also owes a lot to his surgeon and values his opinion.
So, I'm going to give something to somebody.
Yeah?
To help change their life. Maybe it's not going to change it massively, but it's just a little thing, a gift that I can give to give somebody something that, you know, might give them hope.
Yes.
What do you think?
Having achieved what you've achieved, I trust you and I trust your judgment. And I trust that whatever you're going to do will be considered and really in the best interest of that person you're trying to help. I can't tell you more than that.
Well, that's the intention.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to be nice to somebody.
Meeting up with a surgeon who treated him has reminded Stuart just how far he's come, and taking him back to where his recovery started has sparked powerful memories.
Where do you think you'd be without this place?
I don't know. I don't know. Spinal injuries is a serious thing.
But most importantly, it's helped focus his mind.
Has coming back here reinforced that feeling that you want to help someone, you want to give back?
Yeah, when you see people just lying there, just waiting for the moments to pass them by, and yeah.
It's clear that going back to when he had his life-changing accident has made Stuart even more determined to give back.
Of course, there are many people who could benefit from Stuart's generosity, but we think we found somebody whose story really fits the bill.
The Staffordshire cathedral city of Lichfield is home to 57-year-old former teaching assessment consultant Susan, where she lives with her husband John and dog Monty.
Monty, come. Yeah. Up, come on.
It was 18 months ago that Susan's life, just like Stuart's, changed in a split second. She was left paralysed after a freak accident whilst out jogging.
Watch out, Monty.
Susan loves being active, so her accident has come as a huge blow. But just like Stuart, she's determined to stay positive. So with these parallels, we've arranged for them to meet.
I'm on my way to see Susan now. I hear she's had a spinal injury and a dramatic change in life. But you know, life isn't always over when you have a dramatic change in life. Maybe there's something I can do.
Unlike Stuart, whose parents cared for him after his accident, as a mother of 2 grown-up children, Susan has had to get used to the roles being reversed.
Hiya.
Hi, Susan.
Come on
Stuart.
in. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Come on.
Stuart has spent his adult life in a wheelchair, but for Susan, it's something she's still learning to accept. Stuart could help transform Susan's life, so this is a crucial meeting.
My husband. This is John.
Susan and John think we're making a programme about people with spinal injuries. They have absolutely no idea that Susan could be up for a life-changing gift.
I believe that you had a spinal injury a year or so ago. Yeah.
Yeah, January 28th, 2015.
Yeah.
Not a date that I'll forget.
No, it's one of those days, July the 1st, 1985. So yeah,
Really?
I got a few years on you on that.
Susan was doing what she loves best when she had her accident. She was out running when a tree fell, hitting her head. The impact compressed her spine and broke her back.
My passion was jogging, so I would solve problems when I was jogging. I would clear my headaches when I was jogging, which is what I was doing on that day. I loved it, and I've gone from full-time work, loving my jogging, loving my life, to being hit by a tree trunk.
A tree trunk?
And
more chance of winning the lottery, apparently.
Oh, yeah,
Than a tree falling and hitting you like that.
well, you'd have to do the lottery.
Yeah, complete freakish accident. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but so I went from being healthy to suddenly I can't move my legs and I have to be flat on my back for
for a period
6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah, flat on the back.
Yeah.
And then they got the brace that you wore the brace for. So another 6 weeks.
Susan was taken to the same specialist orthopaedic hospital in Oswestry as Stuart to be treated in the spinal unit.
We met the consultant who, well, John had a conversation with someone before that and had seen an X-ray, which I hadn't seen and didn't realise how bad it was, although it starts to creep on in, doesn't it? At the time, you start to realise that their recommendation obviously was that I had to have an operation on my spine.
Yeah.
And he always thought I'd be scared of having an operation. I thought somehow your brain accepts that you need it. And
yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You know, especially if you're in a kind of a specialist place, you kind of automatically go,
Yeah.
This must be the right thing to do. There's
But
only
and when you can't move your legs,
yeah.
you're pretty sure that you need some kind of help.
Susan has been paralysed for 18 months, which is a relatively short time in terms of recovery and acceptance of a spinal cord injury. She's had to give up a job she loves and, like Stuart, relearn basic day-to-day things.
Suddenly your life is in a chair.
Yeah, it's a massive change that you've got there.
You start by learning to sit up, for goodness sake, where you feel like you're on a bowl of jelly, and you have to learn how to get onto a chair.
Yeah, get in and out of the car with a sliding board.
Massive. And then lift your wheelchair into the car, which was a biggie for me.
Yeah.
Susan has also had to accept her body isn't as it once was.
One of the things that I find really difficult to get my head around is how your body changes.
Yeah.
You know, that your muscles are wasted. And after years of being fit and healthy, suddenly my legs have got this weird no-shaped all, and everything below the waist, it's just out of your control, isn't it? And I find it difficult. There are moments when I just think, oh, I hate this.
Yeah, it'd be nice
and I'll say, I hate my body, I hate my legs. And then it's gone and I get on with my day.
Susan is paralysed from the waist down, unlike Stuart, whose paralysis is from the chest down.
The thing about being in a wheelchair is everybody's different, aren't they? With a spinal cord injury, I don't think you get two that are exactly the same.
The only similarity really between any spinal injury is that it's instant. You know, it is literally instant. It just happens like in a split second.
I mean, sometimes I wake up and I feel really angry because I'm picking up my legs to get off the bed. But you have to get on with your life then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Many days.
And you know, as you move on and on and on, it becomes blasé.
While Susan is doing her best to be positive, not being able to exercise is something she's finding hard to accept.
I like to stay active, so it kills me that I can't get out very far in my wheelchair. I'm getting better in my wheelchair. I still can't do high curbs. Or a back wheel balance. But I'll get there.
They're things that, you know, you do.
The road at the end of the close that we live on is sloped. So I go up and down there, and there's a piece of grass by the side of it that's got a sloped path. So I go up and down there to try and get exercise.
Stuart wants to find out what really drives Susan and what would make a huge difference to her life.
I love my jogging. I think you've got the idea. And I just miss the freedom that you feel. And I know it sounds silly, but the wind blowing on your face and the wind blowing in your hair, even though I've got short hair, it's just, there's something about that gives you a buzz. And you don't really get that. There's that feeling that I had when I jogged. I've just lost it. I haven't found anything.
Along.
We're looking at wheelchairs, the best wheelchair that we can get. And now we're looking at equipment that can be added to the wheelchair to allow it to get out into the country lanes.
If I had something that attached to my wheelchair that would allow me to exercise, that's what I want to do. I want to exercise and feel again that my heart's rate's rising and that just that rush you get.
The equipment Susan's describing is extremely expensive and unaffordable, as she and John have had to use their savings to pay for adapting their home for her wheelchair. But it would give both of them the freedom to do so much more.
We used to love holidaying in Austria, cycling and walking, and we will for sure go back to Austria. Maybe not this year, but we'll go back.
I do miss being active. And we have talked a lot about getting the hand cycle, haven't we? And we'll get there, we'll do it, and we'll go back to Austria. And we'll just, like we said, find other things to do.
No.
Oh, beautiful, eh? It's been fantastic to meet you. So I'll get out of your hair, I'll let you feed the dog,
Yeah.
And hope to see you again sometime.
Yeah, it'd be nice
No
to
doubt.
see you again.
All right.
Thanks very much.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Yeah. See you again.
See you again. I'll see you out.
This meeting has undoubtedly been emotional for Stuart, hearing about Susan's accident and remembering what he went through too.
Lovely to meet you. Bye.
So it went really well. Susan's obviously very much at the beginning of a spinal injury journey, and she's a very active person. And I think becoming active again is really important to her.
Stuart knows exactly what Susan is going through just 18 months after her accident. He can feel her frustration. She's longing to be active and independent again. But making the all-important decision whether he can help Susan is a big one. So he's taking advice from someone who was there in his time of need. His mum, Joyce.
Over the past few days, I've been to Oswestry.
Yeah.
Back to the...
Back to that old spinal unit.
Yeah, but it's not an old spinal unit anymore.
Is it not? Is it nice and modern now?
No, there's masses of changes going
Yeah.
on. And I met the boss himself.
Oh, a big man.
Yeah, Waggy. And I've met a woman in the Midlands
Yeah.
who is very early days.
Yeah.
Going back, you know, and kind of just reminds you of the early days, but. Yeah, but you know, it's still a massive thing to deal with
Still a lot to
because
come to terms with,
you know,
yeah.
when you can't use your legs,
Yeah.
it's a big thing.
Yeah.
And she was very active, very active. She was out running, and a tree fell on her.
That's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah,
Wow.
and
Yeah. How's she actually coping with it herself?
very, very good. But you know,
Yeah.
it's a tough time for anybody going
Yeah.
through. You know, that immediate paralysis. January last year was when she was injured, and you can see it's really early days.
Yeah.
And she's, you know, just coming to terms with the things, and she like getting out and doing some stuff. So I can see she wants to exhilarate herself.
Really, when you think back, that was a big help for you, wasn't it?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
So I'm kind of thinking that, you know, there's something that I can do to help her.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of finding something to help her on that next step.
Next journey. Yeah. Well,
What do you think?
Well, it would have been nice if there'd been somebody who could help you on the next step. So it's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds really good.
For Stuart, having his mum's blessing to help Susan is hugely important. In Susan, he's found someone he can totally relate to. He's been there and understands what she's going through today. We've gone back, now Stuart needs to go forward and decide in what way he can make a difference to Susan's life.
Well, it's been a week since I saw Stuart last, and I know during that time he's met up with Susan. What an amazing woman she is. She didn't allow that freak accident to destroy her life. She's shown great courage. Actually, Stuart must have seen a lot of himself in her. They're both made of similar stock, don't you think? But I wonder if he's ready to give something back and help her. Let's go and find out.
Stuart's waiting for me just around the corner from the park where Susan and her husband John are out with their dog, Monty. And it's that time when we discover exactly what he's going to do.
How are you?
See you again. Very good.
Nice to see you. So you've met up with Susan?
Yeah, yeah.
How did it go?
Yeah, really good, but, you know, obviously quite daunting, you know, especially for Susan, because it's very early days.
Was it emotional for you?
Yeah, it is, because you're kind of reliving those early days of, you know, what was it like? By all accounts, I was fairly horizontal and accepted the situation pretty quickly. But was that because I was young?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you think it's harder for Susan then?
I think it's a lot harder because she's, you know, middle of her life. everything's going great. She's got children, you know, and then all of a sudden, bang, life changes.
What's the plan then?
Well, I think one of the things she really enjoyed before her accident was getting, you know, exhilarating herself and really pushing her body to the limits. She used to go running, clear her head running. And one of the pieces of kit that I think I can help her with is a hand cycle that'll attach to her chair.
Right, so how does that work then?
So there's a bracket there that, you know, it'll just fit to her chair and she can clip it on, and then you just rotate your arms around. There's an electric power there to assist you on the hill climbs, because arms are not as strong as legs. And
so she can get out there again. Wow, do you think that'll make a big difference to her life?
Oh, huge, massive, yeah.
In what way, do you think?
A double effect. There's a release of endorphins, and then there's also, you know, the fact that you're out in the countryside and you're doing something that this is as close as you can possibly get to what she did before her accident.
Gosh, it's invaluable.
Invaluable, yeah, without question.
Are they very expensive?
Yeah, they're about $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're going to make a huge difference to her life?
I think so, yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I don't know, just able to do it, you know? It's, you know, if you can make that big change to people's lives.
Fantastic. God, blimey, I can't wait to see her face. So have you written your letter?
Yeah.
Should we head off and see her?
Yeah, absolutely.
She has no idea that we're coming, so it's going to be a big surprise, isn't it?
Fantastic.
All right, come on, let's go.
Let's go.
Stuart's put down on paper how he intends to help Susan. And it's the big moment, telling her and her husband, John, what we've really been up to, and for them to discover how Susan's life is about to be transformed.
So how are you feeling about this?
A little nervous.
I am as well. It's because you set it up beautifully by saying, you know, this will give her the freedom that she hasn't got anymore. It's life-changing.
Oh, it's massively life-changing, yeah.
There she is. She's over there, isn't she? OK, here we are.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Susan. Hello. I'm Aled Jones from the BBC. Nice to meet you. How are you? You thought we were making a programme about disability.
Yes.
It's not the full story, is it, sir?
No, the full story's held inside this letter. I met you this week, and some of the things that you've been through reminded me of my past 30 years ago. So if you could do, I'd like you to read this letter out.
If you can read it out loud, please.
Dear Susan, it was a pleasure to meet you and your husband. My hand's shaking now. I enjoyed getting to know you and hearing your story, which has many similarities to my experience. Spinal injury is a devastating situation that makes you rethink and readjust your life in many different ways. And we both endured our rehabilitation in the same hospital nearly 30 years apart. I think the word most appropriate to this after hospital experience is transform. I'm aware that one of the pastimes you enjoyed before your injury was to push your body physically by running. And I'm aware that you wish to do this once again. You missed the buzz you used to get from exercise. I would like to make that dream a reality. I can't.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
Do you want me to finish it off for you?
No, I'll do it. All right. I'd like to make that dream a reality by giving you a hand-propelled cycle that would fit directly to your own chair. Sorry, will you read it?
Yes, of course I will. You okay?
Didn't intend to make you cry.
And to make those hills easier, it'll have an electric boost to keep you ahead of your husband, just like I do with my 11-year-old son. I hope you'll accept my gift and that it will give you a little bit of that independence back. Enjoy the newfound freedom that your cycle will give you. Please keep me updated with your travels.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully one day you'll do the Austria trip.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to.
So,
you don't think I'll be fast enough,
we
do you?
can't fit it to your chair today because it takes a, you know, half-hour modification. But I brought one along, just so you know what it's like.
Yeah.
And,
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, of course you can.
So, yeah.
No, he's going.
And I'm not going anywhere. Give me a big hug.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're absolutely, totally deserving of it. You're working towards this level of independence, and you know you really are pushing those boundaries. And it's a terrible time that people go through with a spinal injury. You know, I've done it. Although I was 17 and you're kind of a bit older, and you kind of understand the psychological reasons why exercise might be good.
That means so much to me, really.
Good.
It feels like, you know, freedom.
Stuart's mum Joyce is on hand to present Susan with her exciting, life-changing gift.
It's a snazzy bit of kit, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too.
Yeah, this is Mum, Joyce, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
So,
I wish I could clip it on now, but I don't know.
well, you can clip it onto another chair, because I brought one along, because I kind of thought you might be a little bit excited to give it a go. I've also brought mine along.
All right.
So if you fancy it, we'll do a little bit of a ride in the park. You're gonna, that's it, let it drop. Drop it. Are you ready to rock and roll?
I am, yeah.
Crack on.
Right.
Just makes you want to go faster, doesn't it?
We can do some hills in a minute.
I just can't describe it. And that's just in slow mode.
How does it feel?
So much fun. It just gave me a buzz.
Do you want to go faster now, Susan?
I would. I'm scared of knocking anybody over.
Knock anybody over.
Brilliant.
We can do some really steep hills if you want.
Yeah.
I think she does. Well, listen, I'll leave you guys to it. You probably want to go faster, don't you?
I do.
Right,
I do.
well, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
And lovely to meet you. Sorry to surprise
Nice to meet you.
And you as well.
Thank you.
Stuart, top man.
Cheers.
See you
Thanks,
soon.
mate.
All the best.
I could feel the emotions really taking over. I think my body's just stopped shaking. But it's wonderful.
She was bamboozled. She hadn't a clue. She hadn't a clue what was coming.
It's just amazing. I keep looking at Stuart and can't believe that he chose me.
I feel really happy to be able to change somebody's life. I never imagined I'd be doing something like this one day.
When John says, I'm just going on a bike ride, I'll be able to say, well, I'm coming with you now. It's going to be great. We can go out together. That future that we're planning for seems a reality now.
Meeting Stuart and Susan has been so inspirational. You know, they've both had to face disaster in their lives. It would have been so easy for them to give up, but they didn't. It's incredible what a positive spirit can achieve. And now with the new bike attachment, there is no stopping Susan. What a life changer. It's been such an honour to meet them both.